It feels like it's 2014 all over again with the way that the media is already preemptively handling Star Wars Outlaws. Ubisoft is in big trouble this year, as we know from both this train wreck of a game and Assassin's Creed Shadows, which just is the most vile bastardization of Japanese history we could have possibly seen from the company. It seems like the DEI agenda has just snaked its way too far into most of these companies that are producing AAA video games at this juncture. And now the censorship begins. This is an absolutely crazy thing, as a bunch of reviewers and the like were given hours of gameplay by the company. They flew them out. They tried to court them. They got them playing the game. And they all went up there to try to go make their reviews. You can already see that some of the people out there are talking. Even IGN, as I reported yesterday, was out there like giving backhanded compliments to the game, being like, "Oh, it's a jack of all trades, a master of none." You know that doesn't bode well for things as it goes forward. And so now videos are getting pulled, censorship's happening. Because the developers who, they give you access if you give them positive reviews. That's how it works these days. And they just don't want any criticism, it appears to me. We'll look into this news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I am a professional science fiction writer, and I've got a new audiobook version of my novel Colony launch. Just came out. I've been trying to make an audiobook of this for years. Finally got it from my guy at Brightest Day Audio Productions. So if you want to grab that and support some great content, this is a lot of fun. It's humanity going out and reaching for the stars in the midst of an awful intergalactic war happening. It's a lot of beautiful characterization. If you like the old Heinlein sort of novels, this will be something you will probably enjoy. All of that in the description below for you, and of course it's available in ebook and print if you would prefer those options. Thanks so much for supporting our channel, and please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here. Love to hear from you. Thank you for being here. So a German YouTube channel, PietSmiet, removed their Star Wars Outlaws preview video after admitting a third-party agency had to approve their nearly 1 hour reaction video after spending 4 hours with the game. So that's pretty interesting. Ubisoft did it this way. They hired like a strong-arm agency to go after people and tell them to and bring their videos down if they don't like their reaction. That's what this looks like to me. Now, this is kind of crazy, trying to control this kind of message, trying to control the narrative on what the game's about, how the gameplay is after giving out this sort of thing. But they don't want honest reviews at these companies. We know this. They don't give people like me access to these games because why? I would review it honestly, and I would tell you what I thought about it. And they can't have that. They want to have a tightly controlled group going out there praising the game. That of course they're all pay to play as well. I'm sure a lot of these reviewers actually do get funds from Ubisoft and the like. If you look at things in the back channels. But hey, this is what's happening now. So in a post to YouTube, PietSmiet declared they removed their Star Wars Outlaws preview video after their channel. As translated, it says, "Hi, Peter here. We've taken the Star Wars video offline. Not because we wanted to sweep something under the carpet or anything, but because it should have never been published and we don't want it on the channel. We'll talk a bit more about this on the next Pietcast. I'm sorry." Very weird. And the post came in the wake of a comment revealing that a third-party agency had to approve Star Wars Outlaws preview videos. So I guess you have to go and make your video, get it exactly approved for the language by a company that's probably working for Ubisoft before you actually post things up. So much for honest reviews anymore in video games, right? So much for honest anything. This is exactly what's the problem is with the mainstream media journalism out there. That's why I read places like That Park Place here, because That Park Place gives an unfiltered view of things. They just say what they want. They're not going for access. It's really good journalism here. So thank you, That Park Place, for providing this. But if you look at IGN or Kotaku or The Gamer or any of those sorts of rags out there, they're so tied in with these companies, they'll never provide you with anything honest whatsoever. The payment really, I don't think, comes from clicks for those sites. I think it comes from the fact that these video game companies actually help fund them as an outlet for propaganda. For their corporations. So the post said, "I completely understand that arguments were made here that was not correct. I had the opportunity to play the game for 4 hours. It was edited into over an hour of video. As part of the review process, the entire video was thrown back to us and an intermediary agency, not Ubisoft, asked for a lot of changes, especially to the wording at the beginning. Since I personally thought the game was really cool, I didn't see it as a big problem. This was a huge miscalculation. So they're even with people who are saying positive things about their game, wanting it worded differently. This is crazy. Like, trying to control reviewers to this regard is like, I've never seen anything like this. But if this is going on in the video game industry, you got to think about, like, the disparity between reviews on, like, Rotten Tomatoes by these pro reviewers and then the audience reactions. They'll claim it's review bombing by the audience that just didn't like it and didn't tune in, but perhaps these people are getting controlled by Disney, being told what to write on the mainstream reviewer side. It wouldn't surprise me. And this is just more validation that this stuff is happening from companies behind the scenes. It added, sorry, you don't have to pre-order a game, of course. You can buy whatever you like with your money. I enjoyed the version I was shown. The process beside it was for the, I don't know. I'm sorry we didn't print more against it. Let ourselves be beaten wide open. Sorry for that. As for the wording and the opening of the video, a source was able to view the video before it was taken down. They encouraged viewers to pre-order the game and shared that he liked the game. So very weird. Video game developers working with third parties trying to dictate positive sentiment is not unheard of. YouTuber Total Biscuit saw his review of Wild Game Studio copyright struck by developer after they previously supplied him with a review code. However, they did not like his negative review trashing the game. He explained, and this is back in 2013, this, Gamergate 1 days, guys. Long story short, dev sends code used to make critique, dev dislikes critique, dev abuses system to censor critique. So, like I said, I think this is kind of more par for the course at this point. Since 2013, companies have gotten more tightly controlled about their messaging, not less. Companies have gone out there demanding more out of these reviewers, out of these journo websites than ever before. You can see it in the way that a lot of this stuff's reported and how it's covered. You can see it in the way that they're trying to cover up the fact that this character is just ugly to look at. They based it off of a model who was a very pretty lady, and then they changed it completely in order to try to make her look like this androgynous, transgender, whatever, wine ant that nobody wants to look at. And instead of actually replying to gamer criticism or even changing some of the development, because you could do this before the game came out, they just said that gamers are in bad faith and they're not going to respond to it. Yikes. I mean, this is how Ubisoft treats the gaming at large. You can only imagine how it gets with these people on the Redditors and all that. So, Naughty Dog colluded with Twitter in 2020 to get his Geeks and Gamers Twitter account shut down after he mocked the game. He stated in a video, all I know is they claim I violated the rules. I've received a lot of DMCA takedowns the past few months over memes from Naughty Dog because they don't like the memes being shared. Outside of video games, Sci-Fi Wire's Danny Roth admitted making positive reviews for films to maintain access with companies like Disney. Like I said, I think this is going on very standard in the industry. On his Sci-Fi Wire podcast, here's the actual reality. Here's where we are in the industry. If you want to talk about, quote, access media, every single person that wants to have access to things early, that wants to get access to things so that traffic is drawn to their site, will on occasion. Everybody at the podcast, everybody in our industry occasionally has to play softball, occasionally has to look the other way a little bit. Everybody has to do it in the sense that I hated a movie, but I won't say I hated a movie, or an actor behaved a sort of way, and you don't want to put it out there that happened, because otherwise you might not get the next review. So this is definitely happening over here, and I don't think Star Wars Outlaws is going to be looked at by gamers as something that's going to be very interesting or good. Some of the gameplay clips I've seen have featured some crazy stuff, like this little wine ant here going and backhanding a stormtrooper on her helmet, like with the back of her hand, like no armor or anything, and the stormtrooper just collapses to the ground. In reality, you smack a helmet with the back of your knuckles, you might just break your knuckles or like just have a very sore hand at the very least. It probably wouldn't do anything like that, especially with a middle-aged lady, not having that much force against a trained soldier as it is to begin with. It looks really cringy, and there's been a bunch of like firefight scenes that have shown just ridiculous aim and things like that are just very, very bad. So I think that this gameplay is not going to inspire a lot of players. I think that people are tuned out of the Star Wars franchise in general and don't want to see another middle-aged Kathleen Kennedy self-insert sort of thing going on in yet another Star Wars property. And they are going to try to cover it up as long as they possibly can. We'll see. If there's more reviews that look like they're shilling and look like there's something shady going on, we'll definitely report on it here on the channel. Ubisoft's been making a lot of bad errors lately, and the best way we can combat this is just not buy this game, not buy Assassin's Creed Shadows, and let Ubisoft sink just based on everything they've done to themselves. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Of course, check out my Colony launch. This is great science fiction. You'll love this. It's in the description below. We'll be back soon.